I can remember a time not so long ago when I couldn't think of a worse camera to own than a Holga. The plastic lens and body, together with reports of having to tape the back of the camera to stop it falling off, along with light leak stories, all made me want to swerve this camera altogether. The only attractive part of the Holga was the medium format 6x6 negs, but still, the reviews just put me off. Yet here I am walking across boggy marshland covered in cow dung to get to a boating area just to make another Holga vlog. And it's all thanks to a subscriber and Patreon called Martin from Germany that donated the Holga to the channel. This is my third shoot using the Holga, and I must say that I'm really starting to enjoy the simplicity and interesting photographs that this camera has to offer. Nice little boat to start with. This Holga's only got 1/100th of a second shutter speed, and it's got two apertures. I think it's f8 and f11. I can't remember now. I think yeah, f8 and f11. But with a 400 speed film, I'm going to shoot at 400 and keep it on f8. Shot done. And also with the Holga, I've taped up the back. Let's get a tendency to just keep flipping off. Even though these retainers keep it on, I tape up the back with some good Gorilla tape. Just a little bit there, keeps that on. That was a nice little shot. Quite like this boat. I'm going to take a shot from this scene. I'm just shooting this on these boats and all this wooden stuff around me, you know, trying to get all that in the composition, so trying to get some three-dimensional going on. Sounds posh, doesn't it? Three-dimensional. One thing I always try and do when I'm doing any seascapes or landscapes is keep that horizon straight. It's pretty easy with the Holga, but you never know 100% because you're looking through that little tiny viewfinder on the side to target your shots. So I'm just going to shoot this Holga around here. All these boats, there's so much going on. There's a passing boat, I don't really want that. Is that bird going to come across there? It's got it. Two little boats on their own. This is beautiful around here. Seaweed, I hate seaweed in the shots. Try and frame that out if I can. And with the Holga, I've noticed in the little time I've had it, it's relatively sharp for a plastic lens, but it just tends to get a little bit blurry around the edges. But that's the beauty of a little camera like this, you know, it's got its own little characteristic that just keeps it itself, you know, keeps it unique. So this Holga camera, it never ceases to amaze me since I've been using it and shooting it. It's just got such an instinctive look. These are three prints that I've made, the three best negatives that I liked out of the whole roll of Ilford Delta 400, and they're nice crisp negatives, well exposed. I've got this one here, and this one here. These are actual test prints at the moment, so I just need to see where I need to go with dodging and burning and stuff. This one's actually all right, that's come out quite nice. This one I need to do a little tiny bit of burning in the sky area and just make it pop a little tiny bit more. I just need to burn that boat in a little tiny bit. It's just a little tiny bit, not overexposed, but the boat's white. So I just want to try and, if I can, burn that in a little tiny bit. And obviously the sky area as well. And the same with this little tiny boat here. Just a little bit of burning in around this side. Maybe a bit of vignetting at the bottom just to make the boat pop a little bit more. So I'll show you that in a moment under the enlarger, what I'm going to do to try and improve these two prints. So these are the Holga negs here. You can see they've come out nice good negs to work with. Good old Ilford Delta. This was developed in X-Tol at 1 part to 1 part for 11.5 minutes, I think the time was. The little boat, pop that in there. You notice I'm not wearing any gloves, but I'm just very careful with the way that I handle the negs, try not to get my fingerprints all over them. Okay, so I need to blow some dust off there. I need to use my rocket blower. And then my darkroom's pretty dust free anyway. It's only now and again I might get a little hair or speck pop up. It can get a bit annoying sometimes, but it is what it is. And I'm using a 2.5 grade filter. That's what I always use when I'm making my prints. It's the first filter I use, and if I need to do any split toning and whatever after that, I know where to go from there. F11 is on my aperture. So I've already got my easel cut out. This is for 8x8 size print, and I just slide my paper underneath there, pull the flap down and project on top, and it gives me an 8x8 print on a 9.5 by 12 inch paper. Right, so I've got all my lights off. Just check, make sure I'm in focus. And I'm just looking for the grain on that film. That Ilford Delta 400 is very fine grain. I can just about see it. And there it is there. And it's very fine. Stick my paper underneath. Okay, that looks good. So we'll just let that go for 5 seconds. There it goes. Now I'm just going to use a circular dodge tool. I'm going to put it right up to the lens and then just turn the light on, and just for a few seconds, I'm just going to burn underneath, so it'll give this circular look. 1, 2, and off. So that's just helped the bottom of the sea area, hopefully. Now I'm just going to burn the top of the sky in. I'm looking over at my original print, see where I need to go. I'm going to do that for 5 seconds on there, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now just move up slowly, just bounce in. That's done. Just going to use a burn tool, a hole. I'm just going to burn in the horizon. In fact, that might be too big if I come down more. Like so. Especially concentrating more in the middle where that sea area was a little bit overexposed. That'll do us. Right, let's stick that in the developer and have a look. And it goes. You should start seeing the image coming through fairly quickly, but I like to leave it in there 1.5 to 2 minutes so that all the blacks can really get going. That's looking quite nice. I've just given it a slight squeegee off just to speed up the drying process a bit. It's a bit too dark really. So if we put it next to the original, it's just a little bit too dark. I've just made it look a bit muddier, so a lot less time up here. I think that was 5 seconds building up, so I'm just going to do that into a couple of seconds. I don't want the sky that dark, it wasn't how it was. And the bottom of the print, just a bit too much vignetting, so I'm going to lose that dodge tool and just use a normal card, and so there's none of this curvature going on. So let's do another reprint, see how we get on. So we go the same again, put the paper in, make sure it's straight. 5 seconds. And I'm going to use the card this time. Just going to burn the bottom of that C in just for a couple of extra seconds. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. And the same again with the top of the sky this time. I think last time was 5 seconds or so, so we're not going to do it as long as that. 1, 2, 3. That should be about enough. One more sweep across and done. Let's look at that one. So I've put the two together. This is the print I've just made, and it's still, I just still feel it's a little bit too dark in the water, you know. So I'm literally just going to trickle the burn this time, just a little tiny. That was what, a few seconds. I'm just going to give it maybe just come down and up, and the same again with the sky, and I think that will be job done. 5 seconds burst, and off it goes. Underneath. Here we go. Ooh, 1. Down and the top. Like so, and I still want to burn that piece in now, but not so much. 1, 2, and off. Hey, that looks much better. So I'm now just burning very slightly. It was only a second there and just a second down here. I can still see the water ripples in the print, but just by burning that in a little bit, it's just made it just a little bit more pleasing to the eye than this one. You can see it's completely blown out there. We still got a nice little boat with all its tones going on, nice and sharp for a Holga. Let's have a look at the other print. So this is the other print. All this is okay. This is fine. I just wanted to burn the sky in a little tiny bit more, make it dramatic, but remember the boat was just a little bit, it's white but it looks a little bit blown out, so I'm just going to use a very small burn tool with a hole in a piece of card just to give that a bit more life. So that's all I need to do on this one. So I've done another print. This one was 4 seconds, but I did this one for 5 seconds just to give me some more detail around here, you know, just to make it pop a bit more. And then I just burnt the sky for another couple of seconds, and then using this little tiny burn tool with a hole in it just across here, just threw a little tiny bit of light for a couple of seconds over here, which you can see has now brought the boat back out, and that one looks nice as well. So that's the end of my darkroom session, and yeah, like I said about the Holga at the start of the video, I more than likely would never have gone out and bought one unless you know, Martin sent me this from Germany, and I love it. I really do enjoy shooting it. It's so simple and easy to use. It's stress free. Once you've got the film in there, go along, bump, 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 and you get some fantastic images from it. And they're all, you know, the photographs you get from this are unique to a Holga, a bit like pinhole photography as well. I've got a couple of pinhole cameras, and they've got their own unique look. And in time, I might collate my prints together in some sort of zine or a book on the Holga, my Holga experience. I've already got plans to do that with the pinhole photography that I've been shooting for over a year. If you guys have been following the channel, you'll know that I got into pinhole photography about a year ago. But these are the prints that I made. Quite happy with what I've done. A little tiny bit of dodging and burning going on to get where we needed to be, but that's quite a nice print now. And I've already showed you these at the end of the video, but I'll show you again. They're all dry now. And that one there, just a single little tiny boat on its own. A little bit dark maybe at the bottom, but that's only if you're going to be really heavily critical of yourself. And that one there didn't need any doing at all. I put this on my Instagram account for you guys to see, and they're going to go on my website, guys, if anyone wants to support the channel and purchase a print from me. I'll put the link in the description. There's the negs. I can always make reprints for myself if I want to, so they're going to be marked up, put all the information and details are right on the side of them sleeves, stick them in my folder. And in case you're wondering, that was the paper that I was using. It's Kentmere VC Select paper. It's 9.5 by 12 inch, and it's a lustre. It's not gloss, it's a lustre paper. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.